Right. So this is about the ServiceNow ITSM architecture is because as we all know, ServiceNow is one of the IT service management cloud-based IT service management application, majorly helpful in streamlining the business activities as well as IT operations. The major advantage in using ServiceNow is to automate different IT tasks like any kind of incidents resolutions or any problem management, so that the team can be performed and focused more on the strategic initiative. So when it comes to the ITSM architecture is concerned, uh, when it comes to the organization perspective, right? So when organization's perspective, when we wants to integrate the service now, right? Service now integration, majorly for data sharing, for a smoother data sharing, they will be opting for. At the same time, if they wants to automate any kind of workflows, like because of service now integration they were doing, so that they can automate the workflows, so that whatever the performance of the things in order to do it manually, so that they can automate the workflows. Something like we can tasks which can be monotonous, right? So that it can be automatically transit into the workflows integration. Next, if we want to improve any incident responses, right? So through service management, ITSM, so that we can monitor the tools, organizations can improve the incident response capabilities, etc. So that this will be helpful immensely in minimizing the impact of securities, all that. Next, including improving customer service, reducing the downtime of the application, right? So enhancing the compliances, improving the decision making. So these are the reasons why organizations are going for ServiceNow integration in their applications, along with their applications and all. Now, when you see this architecture, usually this architecture will be of three basic layers. Let me explain you about the architecture first. Generally, this architecture will be of three layers. You will be seeing three layers. The first one is called infrastructure layer. First one is called the infrastructure layer. Second is called platform layer. Third one is called application layer. Right. So these are the three different layers that you see whenever we are working on the layers of the application in ServiceNow. So we have three. One is about the infrastructure layer. Second is a platform layer. The third is an application layer. Infrastructure layer, majorly it's a foundation of the architecture. Like it provides underlying hardware and as well as software networking resources, which can support the entire ServiceNow platform. And at the same time, it also ensures the availability, stability, right? So performance. For that, infrastructure layer is being used for. Second is a platform layer, which majorly the backbone of the ServiceNow platform, means whatever the crucial elements like any kind of database or any kind of workflow engines or any user interfaces, etc. So that the platform layer is required, so that when there is any kind of database is being stored, and if you want to manage any processes, right? So if you want to manage any IT service management processes, right? So we're working on the workflow engine orchestrates, so that we can automate all the processes, all these. So UI, whatever the UI that we are providing, to have a seamless and as well as initiative platform for users, so that we can interact with the systems. The third about the application layer, we call it as application layers, majorly consists of ITSM applications, like what are the applications that are used to manage IT processes like incident management or change management, problem management. These application layers are helpful in organizations to deliver any support IT services. So these are the three different layers that you see whenever we are working on the layers in the service noise concern. So when we are trying to understand about the architecture micro level, step one wherein we need to plug in installation configuration. This is the first thing that we do. So whenever we are installing and configuring the ServiceNow plugin within any kind of third-party tools, etc. So plugin installation configuration is the first one. Second, we need to fetch the data. Here you can see, yeah, here, yeah. So the first one about the configuration, app configurations, everything we can do through any kind of third-party apps, all that. Next, fetching the data through any kind of REST API. We are using through REST API, we can fetch the data because RESTful API for API integration we are using. So that to retrieve the data from any connection or any kind of third-party platforms. So this is crucial. The third about scheduling the data import. That's what something generally we do, right? So if you want to import any kind of data sets, right? So if you want to have any kind of data importing schedules, like so that we can adapt to the any specific needs, import the data automatically. All these things can be done in this. Next one about the data storage. Generally, if you want to have this data storage, wherein we must be having the data transformation, like whatever the service now stores to import the data in the import sets, etc. Everything will be in that. Next about the data mapping and transformation, because if you want to map the data, right? So because from the table and all that, so if you want to map the data here, over here, if you want to map the data, if you want to transform that, means for any kind of specific ITSM specific data fields and as well as columns, so that we can ensure compatibility at the same time accurate the processing, so that importing the data which is mapped to the standards like transformation mapping, everything can be done. Next about the data storage part, right? So whatever the data that we are managing on the incidents or everything, so that data has to be stored over. The data storage can be done in the incident table, like which generally this ITSM is assigned to specific owners for any resolution, right? So that platforms can create incident tables to store information, right? So all these will be done under the data storage and incident management. Next, leveraging that CMDB tables, CMDB data, where we are in linking the incident records, which can be linked with configuration items in the ServiceNow configuration database, so that it provides the detailed overview of the organization's entire assets, infrastructure, all that. Next, about the automatic actions based on the incidents can be done further. So this is how usually this ServiceNow architecture is being used. So when we are working in ServiceNow or when we are learning about ServiceNow, either be it can be a role of a business analyst or it can be a developer or an admin role, end of the day, knowing about ServiceNow architecture and how it functions and how it is used. Prior to that, what are the different layers and how these are all will work. So this understanding is always helpful and it is required as well.